So in this video we're going to look at a supplier being invited to a request for quotation. So the example we're going to give today is I'm going to pretend to be a supplier that supplies carpets, and I've received a request for a quote from my customer, and I'm going to go through Procurement Pal and put together a quote for them. So the first time you'll actually be made aware that you're invited to an event will be an email. So you'll get an email like this from Procurement Pal saying you've been invited to a request for quotation, and this will be the event name. I've just generically put events number 7 here. So we click on the email and then we go and see the event details. So we read that this company's invited you to join the event. It's an RFQ, it's in GBP, it's one lot, there's no questionnaire to be answered, and you need to submit the bid, your qualifying bid, by 2:05 on the 7th of March. So once you go to the event details, in your dashboard you can see on your dashboard as a supplier you are invited to this event. There it is, event number 7, so you just select. And as other videos have shown, you can view the details about the event. If there's a questionnaire, you'll be able to see the questionnaire here. If there's any details you need to enter before putting a bid, it'll ask you to do it here in this event checklist. And the documentation that you can look at, terms and conditions, you just click on that and it'll bring up the terms and conditions. So the first thing we need to do in all Procurement Pal events as a supplier is look at the details. I can have a look at the lots. So I can see what I'm actually bidding for. I can open that lot up. I can see the specification for the lot, the document. I can see a description of the lot and any other information that the customer's actually asked for. So I can see all details about the event itself before I choose whether I'm going to compete in this bit of business or not. So you go to RSVP and you say, yes, I want to compete. And then you submit that. And then you can go to the next stage, which is actually looking at the qualifying bid, or the bid to get the piece of business. So this is when you see the information about the lot. So I put a very generic description here. This description can be as in-depth as the customer wants to make it. I put something generic because I don't understand carpets, to be honest. I'm just using this as an example. So this is a light grade carpet, which is 75% wool. I think that's going to be 20 millimeters of carpet, but 20 meters of carpet, whatever it may be. Quantity is 100 square meters. So you can see the quantity here. The quantity is 100 and the units is per square meter. So we're looking for 100 square meters of the carpet, and the specification, any other details about it that you need to know, and you can click on that document to see those details. So you decide whether you want to bid on the item. So you select that if you want to bid on it. If you don't bid on it, it will just time you out, and you'll automatically be declined. So if you don't want to bid on this, then you don't have to, but if you do, you bid on the item, and you say what you can bid for it. So if I'm going to bid on this, my qualification price needs to be £15 or below. If I put £20 for instance and try and submit that, it'll just prompt me to say it's got to be less or equal to 15. The reason for that is the customers define this. So the customer is coming to you and saying it needs to be £15 or below. So you can either choose to play a part in this quotation or not. It's up to you. But if you can, this is a quotation, so you need to try and bid the least amount possible in order to win it that you're comfortable with. So if I think I can do this for £14 a square metre or £14.50, then that's exactly what I put. If I think I can do it for £15 per square metre, that's exactly what I put. If there's details about fitting it and underlay being supplied as well, all those details should be in here. If there's any questions about it, you can always go to the messaging page and you can write a message to the company that's sent this to you and said, does this include fitting or something like that, and send them the message, and that message will go straight to the customer. But if you understand the lot completely and you're comfortable bidding, you can just go in and say, yes, I'm going to bid £14 per square metre, and I'm going to submit that. But if you want to wait for the answer, obviously you can do that as a supplier. And there you go. That's as simple as that. If you have all the information on which to make a bid, you can do so. If you have any questions, then the customer come back to you with the answers before you bid. All you've got to make sure you do is that you bid before the deadline. If you don't bid before the deadline, you'll be timed out and you'll be no longer to be able to submit the bid for this piece of business. And that's as simple as that for a request for quotation in Procurement Pal. Try and use the messaging service because it makes sure that all the suppliers receive the same information. This RFQ has been purely about price, but there are other means at which the customer can put this bit of business out to their suppliers. They might say that lead time is important, or payment terms is important, or quality is important. Any one of those things can be added into this request for quotation, and some examples of those videos will be shown in other training. So for now, if there's any particular questions around this video, please contact Dan at procurementpal.com.